Is this thing working? All right. So, what's up, guys? My name is Donny Arkadakis, and we're going to be going over, can killing ever be moral?
My name is Adam Christie.
My name's Luke Scolari.
My name is Will Wires.
My name's Cole Cuffle. My name's Cole Cuffle.
Yeah, so...
Well, killing can be moral. I feel like personally, killing can be moral a lot of times. And in the road, there's like evidence of that. Like when the guy came and found them and he had to shoot him. I feel like that's a good example of it because otherwise he would have like taken his son and eaten him. So
Yeah.
it's self-defense and like that guy's a pretty terrible person. So like
It's a pretty.
I personally think that killing is probably moral, especially in the road. Like when the little boy's in the woods at the very beginning, probably like first fourth of the book when a guy was trying to kidnap him and his dad shot him in the head. I thought that was pretty good because otherwise the kid was just going to be harmed. So I mean it was just self-defense like Will said, and self-defense is usually protected in the court of law in the U.S.
Yeah, I feel like from a morality standpoint, like there's like I don't think there's anyone who would disagree with the man's decision to shoot the guy because like otherwise, like you said, like his kid's gone. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty jacked up.
yeah, and
There's definitely situations too where killing's not moral though.
Yeah, like the
yeah, it
like
should,
when
it
they
should
like
really be like last case.
like when
last
they
thing you have to do.
when they like took those people's legs off in the basement, like they were eventually gonna kill them because they were gonna chop off more body parts and eat them probably because they're cannibals. So that's immoral because like you shouldn't be eating people ever.
Yeah, and like
Under no circumstances.
a lot of the people on the road were immorally killing, like you said, cannibalism, and like when they got shot at by that arrow,
Yeah,
like if they had killed them there, that was not moral at all because they didn't even do anything. They were just trotting along.
also
No
the
fun.
baby, like that was pretty messed up.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
definitely
Was on the thing.
In,
That was
in
really
no way
messed
can
up.
that be moral. I mean, that's awful.
Could you argue that killing is more immoral than moral, or moral than immoral?
I'd say immoral.
I'd say more often it's gonna be immoral.
Because morals, like in their situation, like the boy and the man, it's usually moral because I mean they're just doing it for the greater good of themselves, and like if they don't, then they're probably gonna die and get eaten. So
I mean,
Yeah.
in our world, obviously, killing is going to be immoral, way more than moral. But in theirs, like they've kind of lost any
fictional.
sense of like God
Yeah.
or anything. So there's like complete hopelessness. So like,
and
Plus,
Yes.
they're already
what,
living in a horrible time where,
Yeah,
where
that's what I'm
killing
trying to
is
say.
being
So, like,
normalized.
no matter what, it's like normal.
In their
to ignore that.
situation, there's not much they can do to avoid it.
Yeah,
It's just
They're kinda just
that's
protecting them.
it's something they live with.
yeah.
yeah, which is really sad to see.
Yeah, but like in like our own world, like there's not many times where you see that killing is moral. Because most of the time it's like,
Well, you could argue that killing in war is moral.
yeah, but hopefully that doesn't happen. You know, like
Well, I mean,
it's
it
still
is,
people dying.
like kind of a big deal. It's like wars everywhere.
Well, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like people die a lot.
Like I'd say when it is moral, more of the time is like when someone has the intent to hurt you.
Yeah.
And they're like coming after you, and
Yeah.
you know they are gonna hurt you, so you
Self-defense.
have to. It's self-defense. I like what
Yeah.
he said.
But like Jeffrey Dahmer's not moral.
No, that's
Right.
that's
Like,
the
one-
way.
yeah, you should
moral.
be doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah, what he's doing is not.
Wait,
like,
can you connect Jeffrey Dahmer to
I mean,
the bad guys in the road?
you can.
Definitely.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's a
Well, like,
cannibal.
Yeah,
He
they're
puts
all
their bodies
cannibals.
in the barrel.
No, Jeffrey Dahmer definitely did it with different intent because he was not starving in any way. You know,
He's just a messed up
he's
person.
just
Well,
psychologically
who's to
not
say
there.
that these bad guys aren't starving if they're the ones that set this evilness on the world? Like, shouldn't
It's
they
just
have
immoral.
the food
You should-
supply?
you shouldn't
Yeah.
kill
Yeah,
someone.
they already
They could
had
have
that
the food supply.
I would
They
rather die than eat a human being.
I agree. That's
Easily.
the thing that's disgusting.
It's
like,
that's terrible.
Yeah, and it's killing
And
someone.
burn
So
them
wait,
with the
dude,
I
baby.
doubt it would even taste good, bro.
All right, wait. Let's
Okay, bro, what?
wait. Let's argue this though. Oh, you thought lost my train of thought. Hold on, I'll come back.
Nice.
Oh wait, yeah. The bad guys on the road. Why would they want to kill if they probably already have the food source? Since they're the ones that are like taking over the world, I guess.
Maybe they
Like,
want,
they don't wanna-
maybe they want to
look hard
surplus.
enough. Yeah, they don't want to
And
look
it's
that
been
hard.
a super long time. So like you
Yeah.
can only eat canned food now. Like there's nothing
How long
else.
do we think it's been though? Because
I mean,
we
if
really
the
don't,
kid-
years,
yeah.
man.
we
Like,
really
at
don't
least
know how
multiple
long
years.
it's been.
If the kid was born during it, and he's
Yeah,
at least like what
the
are we?
kid- the
Well,
kid-
like,
the
The kid's at
like,
least
yeah.
8.
Yeah.
He's never had a normal
60
life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I feel
probably-
like by like the way in the context the book talks, like the kid barely missed it, cause like
Yeah.
there's still like coke around and stuff. Like they talked about
Yeah,
that.
exactly, yeah.
So I feel like he only missed it by like a few years.
But
maybe.
but then again, they talk about like animals being extinct.
Oh.
So like it can because
But they
like
But like
also-
again, there was a giant nuclear bomb.
How do we
Or,
know
like,
that?
We
though?
don't know that.
assumed. Although
Assumed.
speaking of which, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's one part. I don't know. I think it was page it's page 260 something. But when they got to that ocean, it said it smelled faintly of iodine.
Yeah, well, I actually remember
Yeah.
that too. What is
I-
it?
I
I
looked-
wanted to Google. Is
Page
iodine in
221. It's iodine's a
221?
it's a product of uranium bombs from uranium atoms, like the fission of uranium atoms.
I mean,
So-
I'd say that's something.
Nuclear
It's a
war,
little
maybe.
tidbit. No,
And you
never
know what I
know.
find weird though? This is like probably kind of off topic, but like they never talk about like other countries or anything.
Yeah,
Well, I
because-
think they all are assumed as one
They
now,
do
like-
because remember when the boy was talking about like over the sea if there was any other people.
Yeah, and he was like, there's probably like another dad and son.
Yeah, and then he said there's
Just
another
like
dad, another son, because like
So it's worldwide when it's happening.
and also that's another form of like can killing be moral? Like, do you think it was moral? We don't really know the situation, but whatever happened in this maybe war or apocalypse that was obviously created by man, that couldn't have been moral. Like, they killed so many people.
Yeah, like
They were just living their lives, you know.
Thinking about another thing though in the book, the scene where the man is they find the guy who stole the cart and he was gonna kill that guy.
And the kid
Like
didn't
that
want
would not have been moral.
That would not have been moral,
because
no.
the guy like wasn't actually threatening them,
Mhm.
and they probably would have taken his stuff. Too.
Actually, I don't know
He
though.
was just trying to survive.
Yeah, like he
He
didn't
said-
do anything technically.
I think
mean,
the kid said though, you were gonna kill him or something, and the dad was like, he was gonna kill us.
Well, that's
Yeah,
because they took
yeah.
it. They took
Yeah,
his
so
stuff,
like
but,
either way, you could argue that what that guy did is, it's obviously immoral. So he's basically killing the kid in the bowl.
I
The
feel like
dad.
that's the general mindset now. Like you really don't know who's gonna kill you. Like you don't know what the other person's thinking.
Yeah.
And there's a way higher chance of like them wanting
just
to
wanna
kill
stay
you.
Like,
safe.
yeah, but like the man had a choice. He's still there's still a choice to let the man live. Like he didn't actually inflict.
yeah, he could have let
murder
him
on
survive,
them.
and nothing would have
Yeah.
happened. That guy would have went off and probably died anyways. But
He maybe, but he also
Could
has a
have survived,
chance.
yeah.
He gave him the chance. Just like that guy who stole her stuff. Yeah,
Which
he
is
stole his stuff,
moral.
but that's because he wanted to survive. Again, it's not right. It's not justified.
and I feel
But
like you don't really know if that guy knew they were like.
yeah,
They were
how did
gonna
that guy?
lie.
How did that guy even know that that cart wasn't abandoned by people who had just
Mm-hmm.
gotten kidnapped? You know,
Yeah.
like I think killing him definitely would have been immoral.
It would have been, but it's also immoral for him to take the cart.
But at the same
Yeah,
time, like
yeah,
you could technically
yeah.
say, oh, maybe someone was living in that bunker and they went and stole their food. So
Yeah,
like,
even though it
you
was,
don't really know.
like when in the basement, back to that, when like their legs were chopped off, even though it was like, I would say it's a bit immoral to leave the people there, but I mean like
A bit is
It-
crazy.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Just a
immoral.
bit,
It's,
yeah.
a lot immoral. But
it's
yeah.
immoral, but like it was for the greater good of them. As you saw, like you saw the people were coming back. If they would have stayed in that basement for like
Greater good
a
for
bit-
who though?
the
Oh,
boy and
to
the man.
leave them. I thought you meant to
Oh.
eat them.
No,
I was
if
like,
they
what?
if they would have
Yeah.
stayed there for another like 20 minutes, probably they probably would have been next to get their
Yeah.
legs chopped
Yeah.
off. So
That's why they couldn't help those people.
Mhm.
So I mean, they didn't really kill them per se, but they let them die. So.
It's not
but
a
they would have died anyway, so there's nothing they could
But
have
it's
done.
it's not a fair
morally-
situation for
Yeah,
the
it's-
boy. Like it's
Mhm.
their life.
There was no saving them.
Yeah,
anyways.
because even if you tried,
they
then
can't
they would
walk,
have been
they
taken.
would have got eaten anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, you know how hard it would have been a chance, but then they were probably starving and, like you said,
Bleeding
limbs
out,
chopped
yeah.
off.
You know, them eating the canned food though, that could also be stretched out to argue that they're killing more than, more people because that could be somebody's food and they're just taking it. From
That's why I mean with the bunker. It's like
Yeah.
someone could have been living there. Like
they just don't know it. They weren't there.
Well,
at the
yeah,
time.
like
Yeah, I
They
feel
could
like
have
that's the same
they could have
as the
starved
camp,
those
yeah.
people and
Yeah.
killed them.
Yeah, I mean, if I
It's
saw
all assumed,
somebody
it's
like
subjective.
taking my food in my house, like
Yeah.
yeah, I'd probably kill them or like,
Mhm.
like
that,
that.
I would probably say that's moral though because I mean they're in your own house.
Yeah, like that's.
the
I
only
feel like
way
that'd
I
be
think
okay.
it's moral is if, as I said earlier, if someone had the intent
Self-defense.
to
But
do something
can
bad
you
to
argue-
your family.
Can you argue that somebody's stealing your food? you're killing them, that's self-defense. Because
But they didn't know though. That's not the intent to kill.
I mean, if
them.
someone walks in your house,
I mean, yeah, it's like somebody's space.
like let's say it's 3 o'clock
But
in
if
the
they think
morning,
it's abandoned,
and
that's kinda
someone
different, yeah.
walks in your house
guess.
at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you hear them, and they're like taking food. I mean, obviously you're gonna do something to hurt them, so you could.
I don't
knock
think
them
it's
out.
moral. I don't think it's moral to kill them.
I wouldn't kill them.
I mean, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah, I
try to
agree.
kill them, but like if that's what happened, then like, oh well,
Yeah,
you shouldn't be in my house.
Yeah, I wouldn't have like.
Self-defense.
I would definitely think threaten them first, like.
Yeah.
Because if you have a gun or something, threaten them first with it as opposed to just shooting away. I think that's another thing too. Is like in the real world, what's your first move? Do you shoot or do you like? What if someone comes onto your property with a gun?
Yeah.
Do you shoot them automatically or do you give them the chance?
That's
Well,
what I was thinking
yeah.
because
You
everybody
probably-
in this world has like guns and weapons on
That's
them.
what I'm
so,
saying,
Like
yeah.
it's more automatic, but like you wouldn't really necessarily go straight to that if it was like now. I guess.
Well,
So that's what I'm saying. Like, would you? In today's day and age, someone walked onto your property with a gun. Are you going to shoot them right away?
well, you
Yeah,
probably should give
yeah,
them.
like, I
well,
would.
actually, let's break this
No,
down. Though.
how-
If they walk on your property with the gun, they already have a gun.
Mhm.
Do you threaten them, or do you just look and they're like, oh, they're definitely gonna hurt me. They have a gun, like on my
I mean, I
on
think
my
that
own
sums
property.
it up.
Like,
yeah.
I
do you
think
just have the right to shoot them then and there? Then
I think from a law standpoint, you should have the right, but from a moral standpoint,
Yeah.
I think it's not right
I mean,
to just shoot them right
this
away.
kind of sounds stupid, but like I would run upstairs, look out through the window, and I would check like, cause you never know, like maybe the gun is an orange tip and they're playing like I don't know an airsoft game or something.
Yeah, and,
outside.
and what you don't even know.
all right, but
what-
we're saying the gun is for sure. real.
yeah, we're
Oh,
saying
okay.
like
I mean, depending on the area too. Like, what if they're like looking for like a deer? Like if you live in a woods, like by him,
Mhm.
like
That
maybe
is
you
true.
shot a
and
deer or something.
you also don't know like the intent of this person. Like, why does this person might have nothing to do with you. Like he can be going through whatever, and I don't think morally it's right to take his entire life away, as opposed to even giving him the chance. Like,
Yeah, but it's
you can
obviously-
shoot at his feet. You could threaten him, and you know, or if he picks a gun up and points it at you, maybe you have a little
yeah.
more of a
But,
threatening
but,
stance.
but hey, wait, but you already, if he already does that, you have very little reaction time to protect yourself, so that's really it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you have the gun pointed at him, if you saw the gun flare up at you, then you can't
Yeah,
blame
yeah, yeah.
yourself for shooting him. And at that point, you can't say it's immoral.
But then are you looked at as immoral for just pointing it at him? Or probably not,
no,
though, because
it's
he's on
it's
your
your
property.
property.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
protecting.
they're
protecting
threatening
yourself
you
and your
first,
family.
so, like,
Yeah. You don't know what that guy's intentions are.
Mm-hmm.
Game's game.
Yeah.
Well,
So, do we do like the?
So I guess the answer from can killing ever be moral? Yes, there's definitely situations where it can be. And there's also the situations where it can't. And I think in context of the road, from the boy and man's perspective, most of the time it's going to be moral if it's self-defense. But if it's
Cannibalism.
cannibalism
so-
or just unnecessary, you know.
remember the time when it was like towards the end of the book, the dad got shot with a bow and arrow in his thigh
Mhm.
from the guy in the window? Is that looked at as immoral or moral, because that could be the guy's
Like,
property
is
slash
it immoral to
territory?
shoot him with the bow and arrow?
Yeah.
I would say
I'd
I'd
say
say
passing
immoral,
by,
'cause
right?
they,
I
Yeah,
prob-
they were
I-
just
I probably-
they don't
yeah,
even,
yeah.
they were just passing, but they don't even know who they are.
They
They're
probably
just
were.
shooting
There's a
at
good
them.
chance they were just gonna eat them after.
But the
so.
dad was carrying a gun.
But he wasn't
Or
even
firing
pointing at
them
them
off
or
to the
nothing.
side.
Yeah, it was like
he
off to
probably
the
didn't even know
side.
that. He probably couldn't see.
And they were hidden up in the window up in the
And
second
if I'm
story.
not- it was
they
a
could have
pistol-
just
it was a
hidden.
pistol,
They could have
right?
just stayed there.
It was
Yeah,
a
it was a
kid-
flare pistol.
Yeah, so it was in his pocket probably or
Yeah.
somewhere, like hidden away. So they were just shooting at him for.
But did they assume that he was gonna walk into the house or not?
They were going down the road, and they could have hidden and waited until we came into the house. They hadn't done anything wrong yet.
From
They
what
just
I
passed
read,
by.
if it was from what we've seen in the road, I think if it was two little kids walking, I think the man would have shot him either way. Like not the man in the story, but like the man
Yeah,
who was
with the
shooting the
bow.
bow and arrow.
Yeah, I don't think it. I think he was going to shoot them because look at the cart stuff.
So
they
we think
had.
that guy's a bad guy that's like actually.
Yeah, because
the-
and maybe
But he ran away, so if he was
maybe-
a bad guy,
maybe-
wouldn't he have more people to back him up?
No, all those people left him. Only that woman stayed with him. Remember? Because when the man went upstairs, he said,
Oh,
"They
yeah,
left you
she's like,
here. They
"We're-
left
yeah,
you here
they were
today." And because he fired back with the flare pistol and
She
burned
said
him.
I chose to stay or something.
Yeah. Basically, they said that. Yeah,
So that's probably immoral. So
because he probably shot them with the bow and arrow because he saw all the stuff they had.
I would probably say then for myself, I would probably say killing is more. It's more immoral than it is moral.
I'd have to agree
Yeah.
with you on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but in the
agree.
context of the road, it's
Yeah, in the road though, I would probably say it's,
almost,
actually
it's
more.
almost a toss.
it's
Yeah,
almost
like,
like
real
50-50.
life, it's more immoral than moral.
Mhm.
The road, I would argue, it's more moral than immoral.
Yeah, most of the
What
time.
he said.
So
You will.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, it's definitely can be moral, but most of the time it won't be in real life.
yeah. Plus, real life, like you have like law enforcement and like government that
You have other
that like
options. Yeah, you don't want to.
Yeah.
You don't want to pick the like most like severe option. if
Yeah.
You have other options.
yeah.
It's valid.
Plus, you have laws in real life that like tell you what you can and can't do, I guess, and the road's kind of just winging it.
Mhm.
So,
All right. That
Well,
concludes
thank you for listening,
our
everybody.
conversation on
Toodles.
can killing ever be moral.
How long?
Which one is this? I'm just gonna hit